He's cute. Ting 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 to ting 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 to ting. You suck. Ting 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 to ting 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 to ting. You suck. You want a classic hockey story? It goes back in time to my life in high school, back in the 90s, when things had gotten cool again after the 80s. It's a great story that centers around my mother. Don't get me wrong, I'm not dealing with mother issues, but my mother is an issue. You have to understand that my mom is and was a pain in the ass. But I needed her to be a pain. I just didn't need her to be a pain in everything I do. So, as you'll see, my mom does something and I have to live with the consequences. My freshman year in high school, I played on the varsity B team. We were a bunch of misfits. We played other schools' top hockey teams and frequently beat them. I was the team's leading scorer, which was because my skating was better than most of the kids I played with and against. I was a defenseman. Generally, the puck would be sent down towards our goalie. I'd pick up the puck, skate through the team, and either pass it backdoor or score. This against kids 4 years older than me and 50 to 60 pounds heavier. I wasn't little, maybe 5'8" at the time, but I was skinny. It was probably why I didn't make the top team, which I was fine with, because I was getting plenty of ice time to improve. Now, if you're going to understand the story, you have to know about Dan. Dan was the best hockey player Mamaroneck had produced during the 90s. He went on to play Division I hockey, but this time he was a junior defenseman on the varsity A team. He was their leading scorer, and he was the team's captain. He's the only junior that I know of to be the team's only captain. He was also a cool guy. He shaved, he was outgoing, and generally hysterical. His older brother also had the big personality but without the athletic talent, and was at most of the games with his cowbell and his loud voice. He'd start chants like, "You suck! It's all your fault!" and my favorite, "Go start the bus!" at games where the team was winning. He'd beat on the cowbell with his drumstick and mercilessly torture the other team at their home games. It made the games a fun experience for the home team. So every year, we did a fundraiser for the team to help pay for trips, buses, and ice time. The students were given a sheet to sell ads from local businesses, and the parents would take an ad out for their kids. It was basically a yearbook all about and for the hockey team. So, freshman year, I brought the form home from school, and my mom took me to town so I could start selling ads. I was never one to procrastinate, so we went to the local hockey store, Active Sports. They bought the most expensive ad from me, the back cover. Then I went across the street to the Larchmont store, which bought one too. Finally, I went to Leonardo's Pizza, who bought another ad. They asked us to sell at least one, and I'd done 3. 4, if you included the one that my mom did also. The next day, I submitted them to the athletic department. The next day, Dan came up to me and mentioned that the back cover sale, which Active Sports took every year, generally goes to the captain. I had no idea. It was a step in the hierarchy that I learned from him. It's why they make freshmen shave their heads if they made Varsity A. Everyone had their place in the pecking order in the team. The book came out the day that Varsity B team was playing at home versus Monroe-Woodbury. The Varsity A team practiced after the game, so it worked out that everyone would be at the rink that day. The books were in 2 cardboard boxes, and the player got them, then handed them out to the family, friends, and the sponsors. It was cool to see my picture in the book. I was actually in both Varsity A and Varsity B's team picture because I was brought up to practice with them when the pictures were taken. Flipping through the rest of the book, I stopped dead at the page that my mom took out. There was a picture of me on the left side of the ad. It actually looked like a mugshot of me. It was brutal. Shaved head, no smile, 90s grunge, fuck everyone. Then next to it was the text. Go 77. Not bad. Way to go, James. Okay. And then, he's cute. I'm sorry, what? Wait, what did my mom write? He's cute? What the fuck is that? I looked again. Yep, it was still there. I started looking around the locker room. Someone was going to see it. I was fucked. I started thinking maybe I could steal them and no one would notice, but that wasn't really feasible. Then it started. First it was laughter. It was our goalie that first noticed it. Ha ha ha, dude, Webs! I played it off like I'd seen it. Then I started complaining about my mom. It didn't matter. They were all on it now, chirping me. If she thinks that's cute, what about me? I didn't know these were personal ads. And of course, the grabbing of my cheeks. But he's so cute. I wasn't sure how I was going to survive. There's a saying that there's only two people who enjoy high school. One, the captain of the football team. In Mamaroneck, this is the captain of the hockey team. And the other is his girlfriend. Even if I ended up as the captain, there's no way that I'd be able to live this one down. All because of my mom. What was she thinking? In college, I tried being a folk singer for a while. I wrote my own songs and performed at clubs around New York City before just settling on it being a hobby. But one of the songs I wrote was about my mother. It was called Box of Pandora, and it was a fitting metaphor for my mom, the chaos inside my aura that she caused. Even though I called our relationship the Box of Pandora, she loved the song. She had it on a tape and would drive around to it. So at that time, He's Cute was no big deal to her, even though it's a prime example of the turmoil she created in my life. You know what's funny? I don't remember any specific goals I scored that year. This is odd for me. I can remember goals and plays from games I played growing up. I can tell you right where I separated my shoulder, conversations I had with opposing players while our teammates fought, even the strongest coach's move I'd ever seen. A wood stick was put across a doorway, blocking us from getting to our locker room. The coach walked through the stick. He caused it to break into 3 pieces as he crossed the door frame. They say that if you start describing one of the 894 goals that Wayne Gretzky scored, that he has the ability to recall the game. He can say who the goalie was and who passed him the puck, or what defending player he beat to score. But I can do that with anything from this hockey season, except this one game. This moment is my one memory of this season. So my friends from the varsity A team started showing up for their practice and to get their books while I was playing in the B game. As loyal friends, their emotional reaction was first of outrage. "James, did you see this?" they say while banging on the glass, pointing at the book. This was followed quickly by pity. "Man, I'm sorry," they'd say when I go off after a shift, shaking their heads. Then came relief that it wasn't them, as they laughed mercilessly at me. Monroe Woodbury had one good player. He wasn't the best skater, but he had a cannon of a shot. I remember him shooting from center ice and scoring a high glove. I went up to the goalie, who said to me, "I'm not getting in front of that. I'll break my hand." It was the only time I've ever heard that from that psycho. His shot was that strong because he was a big kid. He was around my height, but easily outweighed me by 60 to 70 pounds. I was about 110 at the time, whereas he was senior, so he had completely filled out by then. Despite him and his shot, we beat them every time we played them, and this game was no different. It was probably because we were winning by 7 or 8 goals that the varsity A team decided to take to the stands to watch and cheer on their Mamaroneck teammates. Now, my astute reader, by now you've noticed the proverbial gun on the wall. Yes, during our game, Dan had gone to his car to discover his brother's beloved cowbell. So he started to lead the varsity A team in some of his brother's vicious chants. "It's all your fault! Tink, tink, to tink. It's all your fault! Tink, tink, to tink." And then there was, "Go start the bus! Tink, tink, to tink. Go start the bus! Tink, tink, to tink." The game was securely in our control. It was the 3rd period and we were winning. The A team was having fun, firing us up. Hockey was fun. I picked up the puck behind our net while the A team was starting the "You suck" chant. I started skating the puck wide and coming up the boards. The chants were getting louder because I was getting closer, but also because they were having fun with it. I revved up my motor. If they wanted a show, I was going to give it to them. The chant got more poignant, and then I started to hear... Wait. They weren't chanting "You suck." They were chanting, but it was something else. What was it? Ting, 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 to ting, ting, ting. Ting, ting, to ting, ting, ting. Ba, ba, ba. It was getting clearer the farther up ice I got and the closer I was to them. Ting, 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 to ting, ting, ting. Ting, ting, to ting, ting, ting. He's cute. Ugh. Mom. Ting, 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 to ting, ting, ting. Ting, ting, to ting, ting, ting. He's cute. Ting, 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 to ting, ting, ting. Ting, ting, to ting, ting, ting. He's cute. It was clear as day what they were saying. I think even my teammates on the ice were chanting it, And as soon as I realized what they were saying, I was skating with the puck up the wall in front of the whole A team. I was rattled, which is why I fumbled the puck. I looked down and found the puck in my skates. I regathered the puck and looked up to see the big guy from Monroe Woodbury there. He hit me hard. Boom! I collapsed onto the ice. The whole A team instantly reacted with "Ooh!" and the chanting stopped and never happened again. No one ever brought it up again. It's as if that hit abruptly cut off the humiliation of the ad. I never trusted my mom to make another ad.